Hi, good afternoon. Our presentation focuses on Prime Video, one of the leading streaming services in the world. We are Team 4, and we're going to examine the current state of Prime Video, its goals, challenges, and strategies for growth. Before we begin, I am Alexis Moore, and Alexis Renaud will be speaking later on in the video. Together, we have conducted an in-depth analysis of Prime Video to present actionable recommendations for improvement. To begin with our primary objective, we decided it is to analyze Prime Video's position in the competitive streaming market. We aim to identify areas where the platform excels, uncover their gaps within the strategy, and offer recommendations that we personally could grow user satisfaction. So, for our agenda, I will first discuss the current state of Prime Video. Then we will explore its goals and the challenges that they face. After that, Alexis will present recommendations to help close these gaps, followed by our implementation plan and expected outcomes. To start off, I'm going to begin with the current state of Prime Video. So Prime Video is currently a leader in the streaming service industry, holding the largest share of the U.S. subscription video on demand market, meaning that right now Prime Video has more subscribers than other streaming platforms do, meaning that they are able to get people's attention as well as get subscriber numbers up. According to recent surveys, they have surpassed Netflix in terms of subscriber numbers, meaning they have more subscribers than Netflix does. This is showcasing their ability to attract and retain these number of subscribers throughout all of these other streaming platforms. However, despite this strong market position, challenges do still remain within this. Users have expressed concerns about the balance between quantity and quality. Some people feel that Prime Video prioritizes volume over value. Additionally, while Prime Video has made progress globally, its localized content offerings is still falling behind their competitors, such as Netflix, Hulu, and other streaming services. This does limit their appeal in emerging markets. To continue with Prime Video's goals, they have three main goals. First is to expand its global reach by entering new markets. This would be by offering access in more languages or providing shows and movies that in different areas of the world that they may not have access to yet. Second is to diversify its content portfolio to appeal to new audiences. A lot of people would like to see more relatable shows or localized content that relates back to where they're from or where they've been. Finally, Prime Video would like to enhance user engagement through personalized experiences and innovative features such as the use of AI and other personal recommendations. So, after research, we have found a few gaps within their market still. The first gap that we have found is content quality versus quantity. Some users feel that Prime Video focuses too much on the volume over the value of their shows, meaning they're looking more for having the most amount of offerings available, which is also a good thing, but people would like to see it more localized or relatable. So, the second platform that lacks sufficient is localized content for regional audiences. People from around the world would like to enjoy shows that are more relatable and have to do with their area. So, for example, in other countries, they may not have the same shows available that we do here in the United States. By enlarging their availability to these other countries, they would be able to get more subscribers and as well as just overall grow their market. Lastly, there are opportunities to enhance the user experience with better recommendations and intuitive interfaces. By doing so, they can use AI to help easily navigate the website, app, give personalized recommendations, and so on. So, right now in the global market penetration, I will now be talking about Prime Video's position within the market. Um, Prime Video has touched in the global market, but there's still a lot of room for like untapped potential within there. Emerging markets such as Asia and Latin America represent significant opportunities. I say this because not all shows are available over there that we have here, and so on forward. Um, Surpassing Netflix's profitability requires localized strategies tailored to these markets. So, to surpass Netflix's profitability, they will have to reach out further to other countries as well as giving them more personalized recommendations and shows to choose from. To continue, Alexis Renaud will now talk about the recommendations that we have come up with and our implementation plan. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Alexis. My name is Alexis Renaud, and I'm going to be covering some of the recommendations that we have for Prime Video based upon the gaps that Alexis had previously mentioned. So, firstly, we want Prime Video to invest in some high quality exclusive content. As we've previously established, Prime Video has a vast content library, and they've done a really good job setting themselves apart by having such a wide selection. However, where they excel in quantity, they lack in quality. And so, by having Prime Video invest in some exclusive and high quality content, they can gain a bigger perspective and establish themselves better in the competitive market. And they can also help build relationships with some of these leading production powerhouses. And all in all, it's just going to help Prime Video establish themselves better in this industry and work towards becoming that number one provider for all of the content. Alright, next we want Prime Video to help enhance the user experience with some advanced technology. So, based upon consumer reports along with our personal experience with Prime Video, we found that the recommendations it offers along with the search functionality, it's not up to the par of a lot of the other competitors. For example, say you're trying to look up a romance movie, just filtering by a specific genre. Some things will come up that are very far from romance, like an action-packed Marvel movie. And so we've found this discrepancy with the search functionality and recommendations. And so by offering a more up-to-date algorithm, more similar to some of their competitors, Prime Video can get that advantage and offer some better recommendations. Alongside this, we want Prime Video to implement customizable content filters such as language, genre, type, whether like movie or TV show. And we think this will help Prime establish themselves as a better competitor in this field and offer a better experience for all of their customers and consumers. For our third recommendation, we want Prime to explain their global reach with localized content and target marketing. So we think it would be very beneficial for Prime Video to invest in localized content for emerging markets such as Asia and Latin America, and also have them collaborate with some local filmmakers and writers in those areas to boost usage in each. Alongside this, it'll help expand their global reach, and by doing this, they can start to implement some specific or region-specific models, especially for subscriptions and personalized ads. So we've run into some experience where we'll get an ad, but it's not a product in America. It's something that we've never really heard of. And so these advertisements would do really well in other countries like Europe, but not well in the United States, and so it's a wasted targeting effort, and essentially. And so, alongside this, subscription models. So, for example, the subscription model that works in the United States, especially with Prime being bundled. So you get Amazon Prime and then you also receive Amazon Prime Video. Some of this doesn't work in other countries, especially in like China, for example, where Alibaba is a top competitor for online sales. And so a lot of consumers don't have the need for Prime Video, so why would they get, or they don't have the need for Amazon Prime, so why would they get Prime Video? And so this is another way that they can help expand. And on the graph on the right, we can see that the United States and India are their top two areas, but then a lot of these other countries, it dwindles really quickly. And so there's a market for growth there. Alright, so moving forward, I'm going to go over the implementation of these three recommendations. So firstly, for the short-term perspective, we really want to prioritize improving that content quality along with the search functionality and the recommendations. And for our long-term goal, we want to help expand that regional content and global market penetration. And so some risk mitigation to go alongside this. We're going to be pilot testing for content and technology updates incrementally, just to receive feedback and make sure that it works well for all of our consumers. And then we're also going to perform a lot of market research to ensure that there's cultural alignment with our advertisements and the content that they're outputting to avoid any missteps. So for our expected outcome for these three recommendations, we're hoping for an enhanced customer satisfaction and retention, an increased international subscriber base. And so we can see on the right here, we have Amazon Prime Video is scored the highest out of all of our streaming services, but they're only leading by around 2 points compared to some other competitors like Peacock and YouTube Premium. And so by implementing these recommendations, we hope that Prime Video can increase that score to maybe a 90, for example, and just really give them a better lead in comparison to all of their other competitors, which is our last point of just making sure that Prime Video has the strongest competitive position in this industry. So to close things out, we've talked about the current state of Prime Video and established some gaps that we've recognized that we think some recommendations would help. And then we also went through some of the risk mitigation for these recommendations. And we'd like to thank you for your time today, listening to us, and please let us know if you have any feedback or questions.